Shout out to breakfast cereal. Bad boy turned into a pigeon. Rapper to Richard Speck. Let's get it, man.
How do you start your morning? Richard Speck would pull up in front of his home and begin fondling the breasts of whatever girl he managed to pick up the night before, laughing hysterically while his wife looked on in horror. But in a strange twist of events, Speck would find himself on the other end of the fondling when he wound up in prison on 8 counts of murder.
Through the use of hormones, he had transformed.
Cuz grew some female parts in prison. I know for a fact he would pass around. He would pass around like them church offerings. You know how they pass around like the church offerings or whatever, and people put money in the thing and pass it on. Like he'd pass around the prison for sure. He got female parts, yeah. He would definitely pass it around. I know for a fact dude had life. He was in there with a whole bunch of men who get who doing life, who doing years and years and years, yeah. Everybody in that prison had some of him. They had some of him, for sure they did.
His body to ensure his survival in one of America's most dangerous prisons.
Ultimate bad boy and rebel without a cause, Richard Benjamin Speck was born on December 6, 1941 in Kirkwood, Illinois. After the death of his father when Speck was 6, his mother married Carl Lindbergh, a hard-drinking, petty career criminal from Texas. Just look at this guy. His face just screams domestic abuse.
Ugly as fuck. Ugly as fuck. Ooh wee.
As a youth, Speck struggled in school. He repeated the 8th grade, partially because he refused to wear his reading glasses. Yeah, because he didn't want to look like a fucking nerd, okay?
Want to join our retainer club?
His childhood was marked by juvenile delinquency and alcohol abuse. He developed a taste for alcohol at the age of 12. In 1955, at age 13, he was arrested for trespassing. And by 15, he's getting drunk almost every day.
Hello.
Why? Because he's a badass motherfucker, that's why. Speck started the 9th grade, failed every subject. By age 16, he dropped out completely. Fuck, I told you this guy was cool. Now, let's get a few things straight. If you're gonna be the ultimate 50s rebel, you're gonna...
Listen. This is 1950s, so I'm guessing Cub became a what the 50s game called back in the day? A greaser or something like that. Greasers or something like that. Something like that. They had like a little, like a little black leather jacket. You know what I'm saying? Had sleeked over. So I guess he came a greaser or something like that.
I need a few things. Slicked back hair.
Yes.
The switchblade.
I thought only punks.
Okay, yeah.
Check. And a badass tattoo.
A tattoo on Speck's forearm read, "Born to Raise Hell."
Check. Bad boy Speck could do a stint in the clink without even breaking a sweat. No problem.
No matter how often he needed to be bailed out of jail, his mother always came to his rescue.
Okay, so he was a bit of a mama's boy, but he's just a teenager at this point. Give him a break. In 1960, Speck worked as a laborer for the 7-Up bottling company in Dallas, Texas. He's probably just casing the joint. It's around this time that he really started to grow into the bad boy that he always knew he was destined to become. He became obsessed with the criminal lifestyle.
Hi, Mom, what do you think?
And began boasting that someday he would dominate the headlines.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
The only question that remained was how.
Attempt number 1, disturbing the peace.
At age 20, Speck's first attempt at making international news involved getting into a drunken melee in McKinney, Texas. Oops. Got his ass kicked and was quickly apprehended.
International news coverage, 0. Sentence, 22 days in jail.
Shit.
Attempt number 2, forgery and burglary.
At age 21, Speck's second attempt, after becoming Hitler-level notorious, involved forging and cashing a co-worker's $44 paycheck and breaking into a grocery store and stealing cigarettes.
Okay. I was gonna say you did all that for $44, but back then $44 probably meant, I don't know, the what's the thing called? The equivalent to, like, the money equivalent to 2025. But if you did it at 2025, man, you got your dang old mind. You $44 at 2025, a fake check, yeah, you deserve to be locked up. But back then, it was like back then, it probably bread back then, probably like a few hundred or whatever.
Cigarettes, beer, and whopping $3 in cash.
What are you gonna do with all that kablingy?
That ought to do it.
International news coverage, 0. Sentence, 3 years in prison. Paroled in 1965 after serving 16 months.
Okay, third time's the charm.
Attempt number 3, assault with a deadly weapon.
1 week after release, Speck attacked a woman in the parking lot of her apartment building wielding a
This dumbass nigga ain't learned nothing.
17-inch carving knife.
Fucking huge.
But
Damn.
just fled when the woman screamed. Fuck. He was apprehended by police within minutes, just a few blocks from the scene of the crime.
International news coverage, 0. Sentence, 16 months in prison. Attempt number 4, burglary. Again?
Again. On March 5th, 1966, Speck robbed a grocery store and stole 70 cartons of cigarettes. Always cigarettes with this dude, which he then sold out of the trunk of his car in that same grocery store's parking lot. Come on, man.
International news coverage.
This dude, hey, he ain't go to jail for that. Though yeah, but this dumbass nigga stole cigarettes. No, he ain't stole them. He robbed the place for 70 coins. And they stayed at the same place in the parking lot selling the cigarettes. This nigga, he's stupid. He is stupid. He's stupid. He ain't go to jail for that. But let him, never mind. Yeah, look, I ain't going out.
0. Sentence, none. Speck flees Texas, a wanted man.
Had he been apprehended, it would have been his 42nd arrest in Dallas. After fleeing Dallas, Speck returned to his childhood hometown of Monmouth, Illinois.
Was jail 42
One
times.
night, some of his old friends invited him out to the local bar to catch up. They made small talk as they cruised the back roads of Monmouth. Hey, how's the wife? Any kids yet? How's life in Dallas? You know, just the usual chit-chat. Speck didn't have time for that kind of sissy talk.
He started talking about the woman that he'd threatened with a knife, and it was different than all of us guys that I drank with. We talked about different stuff than that.
He couldn't believe what squares his old friends had turned into. So he tried to impress them in another way.
When they arrived at the bar, Speck showed off an 8-inch hunting knife he called his insurance policy in case of a fight.
His friends were immediately just like, oh, look at the time. Thunderbirds is starting in 20 minutes. I gotta run. On his way home, Speck broke into a woman's home, tied her up, stole $3.50, and sexually assaulted her.
The woman told police her attacker had a soft southern drawl.
It turns out that Monmouth just wasn't full of that many 6-foot creepy James Dean-looking wannabes with southern accents.
Speck became the prime suspect.
A wanted man for the second time, Speck fled Monmouth for the Windy City, Chicago. Now, before we go any further, we need to get some definitions clear. A serial killer is someone who kills 3 or more people, with the killings taking place over more than a month with a significant cooling off period in between. You know the names, the big guys.
I was a hitchhiking hooker.
A mass murderer is someone who kills 3 or more people during a single event with no cooling off period. Richard Speck? technically falls into that second category. On the night of July 13th, 1966, Speck broke into a townhouse that was doubling as a dormitory for nursing students in Chicago's Jeffrey Manor neighborhood. Once inside, he woke 7 women, ushering them into a room where he assured them he just wanted their money. But things went south when an 8th student walked in on them. In a frenzy, he attacked them, stabbing and strangling each of them to death in an attempt to wipe out any witnesses. But what Speck didn't know was that a 9th woman was hiding under
Ashley, hold on, Ashley, I think I remember like long time ago. I used to watch like a little documentary, like a documentary on serial killers or whatever. And I think he's the one that came up. I've got the show name. It had like Ted Bundy. It had the more I forgot that dude name one with the glasses. Oh no, not the more. It was Jeffrey Dahmer or something. I think that's Jeffrey Dahmer. It had a Jack the Ripper. It had the other dude too. He was like I think he was on a TV show. I think back in the 70s or something like that. I forgot his name. Then you had all the female serial killers. Yeah, man. Hey, I did find that show again. I did watch that. Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, dang. I remember watching on my tablet, eating a lot of Cheetos, hot Cheetos. You know what I'm saying? Watching. I was like, And then you had somebody else too. What it was? It was a dude that damn, I forgot. I'm trying to think of it. Like he'll dump their bodies in the lake or whatever. Like hear how their bodies like in the woods or whatever, like by the lake or whatever. Damn, I forgot his name. I ain't gonna hold y'all too much, but yeah, it's crazy.
Time. She witnessed everything. After committing such a horrendous crime, did he flee the city? The state of Illinois, maybe? Maybe even the country? No. He was just celebrating at the pub around the corner with the local riffraff. But with a witness cooperating with law enforcement and his fingerprints all over the crime scene, overnight, Richard Speck became the most wanted man in America.
Chicago Police Chief O.W. Wilson publicly named Richard Speck responsible for the murders of the 8 student nurses.
A few days later, Speck was rushed to the hospital after a handyman found him unresponsive after slitting his wrist in a seedy motel on Skid Row. Not because he felt remorse for the killings or anything, but because he knew his mommy wouldn't be able to bail him out of federal prison on 8 counts of murder. In the end...
Oh man, so see, look, if I would have seen him, about the police out the scene, like back then, I think it was like, back then, cause you know back then they didn't have no body cams, nothing like that. I'd be like, oh snap, he tried to stab me. By busting there, boom, I'd be like, oh snap, hey, dude tried to stab me, whatever. I tried to where's him or whatever, you know what I'm saying? He had a knife shot short towards me, so I just popped him right there. That's what I would have did. I'm just saying. People like that shouldn't live. I don't care. You shouldn't be on it. You should not be on the face of this earth.
And
you should be 6 feet deep.
An infamous tattoo that would give away his identity.
I wiped the blood away, and there was "Born to Raise Hell." And I looked at the nurses and I said, "This is the fellow that the police are looking for."
Speck's trial began on April 3rd, 1967. In addition to his fingerprints being recovered at the scene, his fate was sealed when the only surviving witness took the stand and was asked if she could identify the killer of any of her fellow students.
Corazon got off the witness stand, walked straight up to Speck, thrust a finger in his face, and said defiantly, "This is the man."
Narrowly escaping a death sentence, Speck was sentenced to over 300 years at the Statesville Correctional Center in Crest Hill, Illinois. But hey, things could be worse, right?
Speck may have suffered a fate worse than death.
Yeah, a lot worse.
Do you like being by men?
See what I say in the beginning. Cause I was gonna say something too. Cause why dude live popped up on him. He a prison bitch. That's what it is. Cause do you like being by men? I told y'all he got passed around in that prison. He took a lot of like hormones and all that. Dude go with some female parts on top. He got passed around. They dug him out from the back, the front, the side. Like I'm telling you, he got dug. He got dug out deep.
Absolutely. Have you always liked being by men? Sure.
25 years
Man, I
of
wanna see that.
humiliation and abuse.
Was being used as he had used women.
Look.
He was a miserable person who lived a miserable life.
So much for bad boy Richard Speck.
Man,
so, what do you
that
think? Should
dude.
Speck have been put to death for his crimes, or
Hell yeah, he should be put to death by firing squad. I ain't having no lethal injection, no gas chambers, no firing squad. First, what we gonna do is you'll get. What we gonna do is lay him down on the bed, cut his area off, like his bottom area. Then bigger knives or whatever. Make small cuts all over his body, like so he can feel the pain. You know what I'm saying? But just enough so he can stay alive, so he can stay conscious. You know what I'm saying? And they get some and they get some cold water. Throw it at him, like to wash all the stuff away. He still gonna be leaking or whatever. This and the third. And then on top of that, you gonna get him, put him outside, have him like, we gonna have him like this outside. You know what I'm saying? With the boat, get the guns like this. Ready? Game over, just like that. You know what I'm saying? This is why, that's the punishment he would have got. You know. Then after that, we put him in a wheel chipper. Feet first, he going in real nice and slow. You know. Then yeah, that's how I would have did it. But hey, to each of his own. I feel like he should got the death penalty. But anyway. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Show some love. I'm out.